So, you want to start your own shop. Hey team, Luke at Crusader Machining, welcome back for another video. Today, we're going to talk about a question I get a lot. Hey Luke, should I start my own shop? I'm going to go over 5 bits of advice that I would offer anybody who said to me they want to start their own shop and ask for my opinion. So in addition to the shop that me and my dad run here, I've also had a couple of my own endeavors. Go to my Instagram page and scroll all the way down. You'll see some of the stuff that me and a friend of mine used to make and sell. We had a pretty good operation going on. We had a CNC, manual lathes, anodizing setup. It was going really well. It got to be a little bit too busy for both of us with our growing families and our growing lives. So I've got a little bit of experience in this field, and I know a lot of people that have started their own shops, either funded with a lot of money that started big operations or just one machine in their garage. Let's dive in. I would say my first piece of advice for someone who wanted to start a shop would be no debt. If you can't buy it in cash, you can't afford it. Now, I know what you're going to say. Hey, it's okay to take on some debt. And yes, of course it is. When I say no debt, I'm being hyperbolic. Minimize all your debt and have the mentality, save every single penny. It's so tempting to go to the bank and get a huge loan. Go to the machine manufacturer and finance that fancy brand new shiny machine. But don't do it. When you're starting off, every penny counts. Save every penny that you can. And besides, in today's market, the amount of wonderful used machines out there are through the roof. Save your pennies, minimize your debt, try to find options that are a little bit more affordable for a new business, and don't get caught up in keeping up with the Joneses. Just because the shop down the street has 100 brand new, top of the line Japanese machines doesn't mean that you should. Don't get caught up in what if, what they have, what this shop has, what I don't have. Stay in your lane, focus on growing your business, and save your money and minimize your debt. In this industry, economic downturns can happen that fast. And the last thing you want in a soft manufacturing market is thousands of dollars of debt service every single month that you have to make while your sales are slowly dwindling. Second point is network, network, network. Your next customer is probably someone you know, or someone who knows someone you know. That's the way the business works. You do good for someone, they're gonna tell someone that, hey, this guy made me some great parts, he had great service, great quality. Then they go and tell their friend, tell someone they know. Get out of the shop, go to trade shows, join forums, join industry groups, go to IMTS, get business cards and give them out to everyone. Make hands, make calls, follow up, stay in touch. I can't overstate this. Contacts in this business are the same as currency. The best job that we've ever gotten didn't come from a sales call, didn't come from a cold call. It came from a contact that we already had. Make your contacts, make friends, stay social, get your name out there, build your brand. The third point, learn when to say no. This one is hard, especially when you're starting out and every dollar and every order matters and counts. New shops have a habit of taking on all the work that they can, every job that comes through the door. They send that order acknowledgement, taking it out, thinking of big dollar signs and big possibilities. The wrong job can tie up your machine, tie up your time as the owner of the company, tie up every bit of infrastructure that you work to build just to make a hard job that's going to lose money in the end. If a job doesn't make sense for your shop, whether or not that's the material, the tolerances, the quantity, you just got to say no. And it would be a good idea for you, especially if it's a new customer, to try to solve that problem for them. If you can't do it, give a no quote. But going back to the other point, use one of your contacts to put them in touch with them. Therefore, they can get the completed part they need. You facilitated that, but you didn't end up taking a loss or tying up your time and pulling your hair out trying to make it. But you still came out as a good guy, and you got your reputation points up, up, and up with that customer. Saying no to the wrong job will open up your facility, your skills, your material, your machines, your infrastructure for the right job that's in your lane. Point number 4. Job shop work is great. I love job shop work. Absolutely, it pays my bills. Product you design, a product that you own, and a product that you sell. Doesn't have to happen on day one, but keep it in the back of your head as you're manufacturing parts and you think of something that can maybe facilitate in our industry. What could solve a problem that you can make using your skills to manufacture that product? Plant that seed early. Maybe I can make a product. Maybe it's a special keychain. Maybe it's a fancy knife. Who knows what it is? But keep that in mind. You already have the infrastructure. You have the equipment. You got the knowledge. You got the know-how. You got the people. Maybe making a product of your own is something that you want to do. The 5th and final point. You're not just a machinist anymore. You are now a business owner. This is what catches a lot of people off guard. The machine, the machining itself, that's the easy part. If you're starting a machine shop because of your skills, you already know how to do that. But now you have to transcend that, turning wrenches and making parts and having fun, quoting the job, haggling with customers and suppliers, negotiating better deals, invoices, chasing payments, managing bank accounts, dealing with taxes, scheduling work, handling problems that you never saw coming. You're no longer a machinist, primarily. You're owning that business, you're running that business, you're trying to grow that business. Sometimes that side of the business will humble you quickly. Trust me. The sooner you accept that you are now running a business that happens to make parts and not just making parts, better chance you have of succeeding. It's that paradigm shift. There you have it. That's 5 tips, 5 points that I'd like to tell someone if they were saying they want to start a business and ask my opinion, which, believe it or not, happens often. I know about half a dozen people right now with a shop in their garage or in a small manufacturing space with 1 or 2 machines, and I love seeing it. If you're thinking about starting your own shop or you've already done it, drop a comment below. What advice would you offer? Let's get the conversation rolling. I'd love to hear where you're at and any questions or comments you might have. If this helped you or if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, and share the video. I drop a video every Friday, every week. I'm Luke. This is Crusader Machining. We will see you next time.